Hey guys, good evening. It's Cali. Today I'm going to show you how I created this page for the September Mission Inspiration hosted by Mike Deakin. I hope you enjoy it. Stick around and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, our first prompt is to cover your page with face fragments. I don't have a lot of magazine collage, but I did go through my stash and I came up with some random faces. These are just from magazines and some random happy mail that I've gotten, copies of my own artwork, the Mad Hatter, etc. And you guys know me, I love my decoupage. I'm going to use my Americana matte decoupage to lay these down, and I'll just show you a little bit. I have my old palette dish and an old brush, and just randomly, it says fragments of faces, so I am going to, rip them and put them down. I'm working upside down so you guys can see. Around the page, and it says to cover the page, so I'm going to cover the page, but this is all I'm going to do. We'll cover the page and I'll come back and show you when I'm done doing that. And I'll show you one more. This is some copies of money from Australia I got, and some happy mail. So fragments of faces. I'll rip this guy right in half. Yeah, so you get the idea. I'll put these down and I'll see you back here when the page is full. See you in a few minutes. Okay, so I managed to cover every inch. I went back into my stash and found some even more pictures. So, combination of happy mail and magazine art. And I took a picture of it because I think it looks cool, and we're about to cover it up. Because step 2 is to add thin layers of colored paint. And we're just moving into autumn right now. It's fall in the air. So I just pulled out some random various colors. I have some browns, some copper, some bronze, and just to mix it up, a little apricot. I don't know if I'm going to use all these, but the first one I'm going to use is this Buckskin Brown by Plaid Folk Art. And I put it in my palette dish and I watered it. Looks like baby puke. I watered it down a lot because I do, as for now at least, want these images to kind of shine through. So let's start here, and I'm going to let them dry in between applications. So I'm not even sure. I may just add 1 or 2 layers. We'll see. But I like that you can still, for now, see the pictures. We'll see how long that lasts. All right. Let's let this dry, and I think we'll come back in with one of the metallics. Maybe this, where is it? This copper looks cool. So let's let this dry. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so this is mostly dry, and I thought we'd go in next with this apple barrel apricot, and I did the same thing. I watered it down a lot, and let's just go over this. And I think, I'm not even sure if I want to do one more coat, honestly. But I do want to kind of put the copper on. So we'll let this dry. And I still want to do it, so we'll do it. might be too much, but there's going to be so much else going on. It's so hard not to get invested in each layer. You know, you just got to remember, keep your eye on the bigger picture. Okay, so I'll see you back here when this is dry. Okay, so this coat is mostly dry, and you know what? I'm just going to get brave and go for it, and we'll add a third and final coat. I'm going to use this Anita's in copper, and I put a little bit in here, and I really watered it down a lot because I just want it to be almost like a glaze. I'm taking a deep breath, and we're going to go for it. Here we go. Oh, that's not bad at all. That's actually just what I was looking for. Oh, I'm glad I did it. Excellent. See, sometimes you just have to go for it. What's the worst that can happen? That looks really cool. All right. See you back here when that's nice and dry. So step 3 is to stamp text or patterns over your page, and I'm going to stamp text. I have this definition of curiosity stamp. This is a Tim Holtz stamp, and I'm going to go in with my handy dandy StazOn. This one's black, and I'm just going to randomly stamp all over the page. And every time I do this, I think to myself, self, you need to buy an acrylic stamp block. And self says, I know, and then I don't do it. So one of these days, but this works just fine. I always say, work with what you got. I don't know, how many are we going to do here? A few. Odd numbers are always great. Visually pleasing to the eye. Let's do we'll do 7. That's a good number. I'm starting to enjoy this page. I really just love the whole process of watching them develop. All right, is that 7? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so prompt 4 is to add journaling, a quote or a phrase, and I always like to use song lyrics. So one of my very favorite songs is the song Soulshine, written by Warren Haynes, covered by the Allman Brothers. And I couldn't decide whether to use black ink or white, and I decided I'm going to use my white Uniball pen and just, well, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not. I'm going to turn it, so let's see here. When you can't find the light, to guide you through cloudy day. This pen is catching on all the texture, but that's okay. When the stars ain't shining bright, you feel like you've lost your way. Sorry for all the throat clearing. When the candle lights of home burn so very far away. Oh, sorry if you guys can't see this. You gotta let your soul shine. Just like my daddy and my mama used to say. Talking about soul shine. It's better than sunshine. It's better than moonshine. It's damn sure better than the rain. Hey, now people, don't mind. We all get this way sometimes. Gotta let your soul shine. Shine until the break of day. Boy, that's true. And then I'm just going to write the words soul shine. Wow. I like how that came out. Thanks for sticking with me through all that. I'll be back with the next prompt. Okay, so prompt 5 is to make marks with paint, inks, or sprays. I'm trying to use up some of my old paints, so I just pulled out this is Apple Barrel and Chocolate, and I've actually watered this down. And here's some Anita's acrylic in just plain orange. So I have them in a palette dish, and I'm not going to complicate this too much. I have a jar lid, and I'm just going to kind of put it in, tap it off, and make some marks. And with the orange, I think I'll do a little smaller one. I have a spool, an old thread. It actually still has thread on it. It's just plastic. And we'll dip that in there. See what we get. Tap it off a little bit. I have a paper towel. give it some different colors. Alright, and so we'll let this dry really good, and I'll be back with prompt 6. See you in a minute. Okay, this is nice and dry now, and step 6 is to add a focal image. And I keep saying that I don't plan these pages out at all, you guys. I just let them kind of organically flow. And I had no idea what I wanted to use for a focal image. So I kind of laughed when I used this old photo album that I got at the auction as a place to like paint off when I'm doing other pages. I'll put paint in here and make backgrounds and things like that. So I was doing that. I opened up a page to do with the brown paint we were using. And as I flipped through, I came to a page that had an image on it, the only page in the book. And I didn't like the background it was on, so I decided, I've already cut it out, but this is the drawing that I had done. I did this back in May, and it's on the paper. This has a little tape here, her hair. It's on the paper that the excuse me, that this book is made out of. So it's kind of an old cardboard. And I've decided, I cut it out, including this. I think these are Gerber daisies, but we're going to turn them into black-eyed Susies. We're going to add this to the page. I'll show you, so I saved some of the background that I cut out that she was on, which has some cool textured pieces. I mean, it's beautiful, but I just didn't like the way it looked with her. So I decided that she would work much better in this page, and I was very thankful because I didn't know what I was going to use, and I think it looks cool. So I'm just going to, what a surprise, use my decoupage and adhere her down, and that's going to be our focal image, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like when that's done. Okay, this is basically dry, and honestly, I probably should have used Aleene's tacky glue to glue it down. The decoupage, I really had to weight the whole thing down, but it's down. So I love the way it looks. You know, you get to certain parts and you don't want to go any further, but we still have a ways to go. I don't know if I mentioned before, I told you what I drew it out on, that cardboard kind of paper, but I used a combination of my Derwent pencils and I think a Sharpie marker for the accent line. So that's how I did that. I just sketched it out. All right, so for number 7, it's to add washi tape or strips of pattern paper. I'm not a big washi tape gal, but I do have some, and I've gotten some in Happy Mail. So I took some of that washi tape that I got in Happy Mail, and I've cut it down a little bit. This was together, and I just cut it in half for thin strips, and I'm just going to add it like a border around the edges. And I just had this apart. Oh, there we go. I had to hunt for the edge of it. So I know we're going to have a border here too, but I thought this would look cool. I did read ahead for the prompts that are coming up. It's unavoidable when you see them, but I like to act like I haven't. This is really stuck on there. Come on, little washi tape. Okay, so I'm just going to edge around the border. She says, see, I made it harder by cutting it in half. Now it's really stuck down there. Of course, if I weren't filming, I'd go off without a hitch. One thing I like about washi tape is how easily it rips. And it does add a really cool dimension. Alrighty. Sorry guys. It's like watching paint dry. Oh, here we go. I guess that was supposed to end there. And then I have a little bit more. I'll trim that down. I had a feeling that was going to happen, so. And this is where my Virgo nature comes out, trying to get things precise. And I should just let it kind of be random, but let's see. Okay, I think that looks cool. Maybe I may be able to squeeze a little bit down here, but I think that's going to do for now. Yeah, I'm not going to go crazy with that. Should I? Should I do it? Why not? Let's see if we can stick it down there. Might as well finish it up. Look at that. Look at that. Meant to be. We just have that little bit there. Alright, we'll see. If it wants to stick, it'll stick. If not, we'll take it off. But that's what we have for now. Okay, and our next one is to add color through a stencil. I don't know where we're going to do that, but let me gather up some supplies and I'll be back and we'll take care of that. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're supposed to add color through a stencil, and I'm getting to the point at the end here where I really don't want to touch too much of this because I feel like you're going to ruin it somehow, you know, but we're going to keep going. I'm breaking out some of my DecoArt Elegant Finish metallic paint. These are some of my favorite paints for sure. This one's in Glorious Gold. I'm just going to work off the lid, and my reason partially for this choice is that I know that if I do a light coat of this, that it's not going to be too overpowering, and I think it'll blend with the other colors well. So I have a little sponge spouncer, and we're just going to do one of these guys. And I have some punchinella that I got in some Happy Mail that we're going to use as a stencil, and I'm just going to kind of go randomly around the inside here. I wanted to show you, I changed my mind about that washi tape at the bottom of her neck, and I just moved the piece over here, and I'm leaving this alone because we're still going to come in with a border. So, all right, back to what we're doing. I'm just going to, and I really think this is going to be very subtle and blend in well with what else we got going on here. It's very busy. It's more blotchy than small circles, but that's just my poor stenciling technique here. Got to be careful you don't go in with too much paint. That's much better. And I'll do some up here too. So that's all we're going to do with this. All right, and I will be back with step number 9. Which actually, you know what? Step number 9 is to add doodles, scribbles, or Zentangles. So I'm going to do that off camera anyway. So let me let this dry. And then after it dries, I'm just going to go in with some of my, you know, indelible ink pens. Probably my Faber-Castell Pitt pen and maybe my white Uniball, and I'm just going to doodle. I'm definitely going to doodle the center of these flowers, and maybe I'll just do some outlining and stuff. So I'm going to basically go right into step 9, and I'll be back when this is dry and step 9 is done, and then we're going to finish up. See you in a few. Okay, so I'm done doodling. I honestly really didn't do a lot, you guys. I started to make black circles inside of the flowers, like I said, and I didn't like the way it looked. It looked a little too cartoony and didn't fit with the whole thing, so I just kind of smudged them out and darkened the centers a little. I did go around the outside. I used my Faber-Castell Pitt pen with the brush tip. I use this thing for everything. I love it. What else did I do? I outlined the outside of the washi tape. I kind of did some of the hair, like inside here. That kind of stuff. And I did add some more detail to the strands. But I really didn't want to do too much. I'm so happy with the way it looks right now. I'm hesitant to do much more to it. So that brings us to our very last step here in our mission, and that is to finish with a white border. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Uniball pen here, and all I'm going to do is trace the inside of the washi tape. And so that way I'm complying with mission instructions, but I'm really not changing things up here. I don't know if this is cheating or not. I am doing white. We are bordering it, but you honestly can't really see it that much, you guys, and I'm okay with that. So I hope that you have enjoyed this mission. I really have. This is one of my favorites for sure, and I look forward to these each month. Like I said, I'll put all the links to Mike's group below, and check it out over there. You can join along even if you don't make videos yourself. You know, challenge yourself to a challenge. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And look, I'll finish up on the border here. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. I make videos very frequently. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Peace and love. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you here next month. Bye-bye.